The Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court delivered a judgment decriminalizing buggery, or otherwise referred to as certain consensual sexual conduct between adults 18 years and older in private in St. Kitts and Nevis. According to the Collins English Dictionary, buggery is defined as anal intercourse between a man and another man or woman. The judgment, delivered by His Lordship Mr. Justice Trevor Ward QC, arose from a constitutional motion filed in January 2021 by Jamal Jeffers, a citizen of the Federation, and the St. Kitts and Nevis Alliance for Equality, Inc., Skn, a community-based non-profit organization founded by Tinetta McCoy. The Attorney General was the named defendant, as is the requirement in constitutional motions of this nature. Mr. Jeffers and Skn sought declarations that Sections 56 and 57 of the Offences Against the Persons Act, Cap 4.21 of the laws of St. Kitts and Nevis, contravened Sections 3, 7, 12, and 15 of the Constitution, and as such were null, void, and of no force and effect to the extent that they applied to the consensual intercourse in private between persons 16 years of age and more. Prior to the judgment, it was a criminal offense in St. Kitts and Nevis to commit, quote, the abominable crime of buggery and the related offences of assault with intent to commit buggery and indecent assault upon any male person. These crimes were punishable by imprisonment of a period not exceeding 10 years with or without hard labor. According to a press release from the Ministry of Justice, in the judgment, the court declared that buggery and related crimes referenced in Sections 56 and 57 of the Offences Against the Person Act contravene Sections 3 and 12 of the Constitution of the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis, namely the right to protection of personal privacy and the right to freedom of expression. Therefore, buggery in St. Kitts and Nevis is no longer a crime once it involves acts constituting consensual sexual conduct in private between adults. A press release from the St. Kitts and Nevis Information Service said that the Cabinet of the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis was on Monday made aware of the decision. The trial took place on June 10, 2022. Meanwhile, the organization representing members of the LGBTQ+ community in the Eastern Caribbean, the Eastern Caribbean Alliance for Diversity and Equality, ECADE, and the St. Kitts Nevis Alliance for Equality, Skn, welcomed the decision of the Supreme Court. In a press release, both organizations said, in a second case of historic precedent, the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court in the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis has affirmed the constitutional rights of LGBTQ+ citizens by striking down the country's buggery law. The release continued in declaring void Sections 56 and 57 of the Offences Against the Person Act. The High Court of Justice in St. Kitts and Nevis affirms the laws that criminalize consensual private sexual acts between adults to be unconstitutional. ECADE said it remains committed to challenging, quote, the harmful beliefs that underpin these laws and create an atmosphere where stigma and discrimination against individuals perceived to be LGBTQ+ are acceptable, end quote. The full text of the press release can be found on the Skn Newsline website at www.sknewsline.com under the press releases section. Skn Newsline will continue to monitor this developing story. I'm Andre Huey for Skn Newsline.
Members of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defence Force met with recently sworn-in Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, who indicated it was an opportunity to hear about their pressing issues in the institution. Prime Minister Drew told the soldiers that as members of our communities, they too must benefit from advances in the country. He said their role was very important in the context of a successful democracy.
We take law and order very seriously, and the men and women who are involved, you too must be taken very seriously. So on behalf of our country, on behalf of the Federation, on behalf of your government, I want to say thank you very much for making sure that we have a country that we call a democracy where we can all live in relative peace and tranquility. I do recognize and I do understand that there are issues that you might be dealing with. And as I listened to your commander, he would have mentioned a number of things, that you are members of the wider society, of the country, and you too must have the opportunity to enjoy what our country provides for our people. Those words resonate very strongly with me. And so I'm here really to introduce myself and to hear from you and to dialogue with you about the issues that you might be facing, to hear about the good things as well, and areas where we have to improve, and I am committed to making sure that those improvements are had.
In recent days, Prime Minister has been visiting various ministries, speaking with staff as the new administration prepares for its first parliamentary sitting soon. Glenn Bart reporting for Skn Newsline.
Smart and Island Electronics brings to you the Super Summer Coolong Sale from July 21st until October 30th. Get amazing discounts on the widest range of gadgets, electronics and appliances. But because it's summer, you get double discounts on hall fans, refrigerators and air conditioners. And don't forget to ask about our easy layaway plans. Good news for the people of Neves. Smart Electronics is coming to Neves at a convenient location just opposite Best Buy. So visit our stores at Smart Electronics on Port Zonte and Island Electronics on Ford Street. Terms and conditions apply. Our COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
When visiting St. Martin, you want clean, affordable accommodations. You need Midtown Motel in the heart of Phillipsburg, a place where you can relax, take a stroll on Great Bay Beach, and that provides you easy access to great shopping. Midtown Motel, located on Front Street, Phillipsburg, St. Martin. Call Midtown Motel at 721-542-0614 and book your stay today.
The Skn Newsline website now offers you more news. Log on to www.sknnewsline.com for local, regional, and international news. You can also watch the latest newscast and keep abreast with news in sports, all from sknnewsline.com. That's www.sknnewsline.com. News at your fingertips.
When you're looking to sell, buy, rent, or manage a property, your answer has to be Diamond Real Estate and Management St. Kitts, Dreams. They provide oversight of real estate and physical property in St. Kitts and Nevis, perform regular maintenance, utility payments, and safety checks to ensure your property is well kept. Dreams manages and optimizes your rental listing, recruits tenants, and much more. Looking to sell that parcel of land or property, or dreaming of owning your own? Trust Dreams under the leadership and experience of its CEO, Velma Merchant. Many can attest to her professionalism and customer service. Diamond Real Estate Management St. Kitts. Call 663-7326 or visit their office at 15 Shadwell Industrial Estate, making your real estate dreams come true. Iselin Phillips, Senator in the National Assembly, was officially sworn in as Junior Minister in the Ministry of Youth Empowerment, Social Development, Gender Affairs, Aging and Disabilities in the Federal Cabinet of St. Kitts and Nevis. This swearing-in took place during a brief ceremony on Monday, August 29th at the Government House. Minister Philip was administered the oath of office, the oath of allegiance, and the oath of secrecy by His Lordship Patrick Thompson in front of Governor-General His Excellency Sir S.W. Tapley Seaton, as well as several cabinet ministers and specially invited guests. Senator Phillips said she is ready to serve in her capacity as junior minister and thanked all for their tremendous support. I would like to thank everyone for the overwhelming support and encouragement since the announcement of my appointment as senator, she said. It is really an honor for me to assume this role as junior minister with responsibilities for youth empowerment and social development, gender affairs, aging and disabilities. I don't take this appointment lightly, and I aspire to do my best in bringing a youthful gendered perspective to cabinet decision making and for advancing the work and effectiveness of the ministries and departments I work. In 2013, Iselin was named OAS Scholar and received a scholarship to complete undergraduate studies. In 2016, she graduated summa cum laude from St. Mary's University with a Bachelor of Honours degree in Political Science and International Development Studies with a minor in French. Subsequently, Iselin enrolled in a Masters of Arts program and completed vigorous research in women and gender studies and policy development and implementation. Her thesis research on the effectiveness of employment equity policies in Canadian universities was published and awarded the 2018-2019 Governor-General's Medal for Academic Research Excellence in Canada. The Honourable Iselin Philip will serve as the junior minister in the ministries that fall under the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honourable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley. Andre Huey, Skn Newsline. The police are investigating a fatal traffic accident that occurred in Halfway Tree on August 26th. The accident involved motorcycle PA 9083, which was owned and driven by Shaquille Marsham of Godwin Gut, motorbus PA 3155, owned by Tessroy Green of Halfway Tree, which was parked along the Island Main Road, and motor truck PA 793, owned by Alfonso Isaac of Middle Island and driven by Joseph Clark of Limekiln Project. Investigations have so far revealed that approximately 5:35 p.m. on Friday, the motorcycle was traveling towards the Sandy Point direction, while the bus was heading towards Old Road. As both vehicles got in the vicinity of Mr. Green's shop in Halfway Tree, the driver of the motorcycle collided with the front of the bus and fell between the bus and the truck. The district medical doctor arrived and pronounced Marsham dead at the scene. An autopsy will be performed on the body of 23-year-old Shaquille Marsham to determine the exact cause of death. I'm Andre Huey for Skn Newsline. If you're looking for a place to host that special event, conference, meeting, social event, party, whatever the occasion, your best option is the Millhouse Convention Center in Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Located on the picturesque Garvey's Estate, the Millhouse Guest House Convention Center has enough space for outdoor events overlooking the Caribbean Sea. If you're looking indoors, the center is equipped with amenities needed to make your event a success. And by combining both spaces, you're sure to have a memorable event, no matter the occasion. Call the offices at Millhouse Guest House and Convention Center to book your next event on simply the most beautiful place in St. Kitts. Call 668-1392. Millhouse Convention Center at Garvey's Estate, Palmetto Point, St. Kitts. Making your event memorable. It's the new and improved Skn Newsline Android mobile app. With the Skn Newsline app, you can watch your news reports, the Skn Newsline Newscast, sports, special features, and so much more. You can also send us a WhatsApp or call us directly. Go in the Google Play Store, search Skn Newsline, and download the app today. The Skn Newsline mobile app. News on the go. When visiting St. Martin, you want clean, affordable accommodations. You need Midtown Motel in the heart of Phillipsburg, a place where you can relax, take a stroll on Great Bay Beach, and that provides you easy access to great shopping. Midtown Motel, located on Front Street, Phillipsburg, St. Martin. Call Midtown Motel at 721-542-0614 and book your stay today.
Online radio has never been this great. It's Voice of the Caribbean Radio at voiceofthecaribbean.net. Tune into Voice of the Caribbean Radio for great Caribbean programs, news, entertainment, sports, and current affairs. Wake up each morning and be inspired with One Day at a Time with Kim Huey. Stay abreast with news across the Caribbean and internationally with the Caribbean News Hour, and be entertained with shows like Reggaeville, Caribbean Classics, and Jive Music Show. Visit our website, download our Android mobile app, or listen us on TuneIn Radio. There is so much more on Voice of the Caribbean Radio, reaching the Caribbean and beyond. Check website or app for program schedule.
Auto Plus Car Wash, located on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Bring your car to Auto Plus Car Wash to remove water stains, wiper marks. Get your doors, roof panel cleaned, seat floor mats, buffing, headlights, and engine wash. You get quality service at the best price at Auto Plus Car Wash. They really care for your car. Call 765-5140 or visit them on the College Street Gut, Bastyr, St. Kitts. Auto Plus Car Wash, where the service is number one.
Can you believe all the ings we can fit under one roof? We're here to help your small business any way we can.
Up first this evening, Jamaica and Trinidad will be working more closely to boost national and regional response to crime and violence, even as CARICOM puts pressure on the United States to stem the flow of illegal guns.
The update came at a joint press conference today as Prime Minister Andrew Holness visits Trinidad and Tobago as part of its independence celebrations. Andrea Chisholm has the details.
A spike in weapons being smuggled into Haiti and the rest of the Caribbean forced U.S. authorities in mid-August to speak out against the illicit trade. U.S. authorities promised to boost efforts to stem the flow of illegal guns, which have contributed to gang violence and rising crime in the region. For Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, that declaration was not by accident.
That is something which we had to impress upon the United States as CARICOM, that you cannot turn a blind eye to us, where every CARICOM country is in this predicament, and your suppliers and your diaspora people can just flood us and we just get the results of it.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says Jamaica and Trinidad will also continue to share information regarding threats to national security while increasing surveillance.
The challenge, of course, is managing what I call enterprise crime, criminal gangs whose sole purpose is to infiltrate state organizations, corrupt institutions, and use that power that they gain to facilitate illegal trade, whether it is narcotics coming through the trade routes from South or Central America, or human trafficking, or uncustomed goods, fake and imitation goods. All of those are part of the domain of the enterprise crime, and we need to pay close attention to that.
Mr. Holness also admits that Jamaica lacks the institutional capacity to deal with violence. The country has been grappling with intimate partner violence, family violence, violence in schools, and poor conflict resolution skills. Having formed the National Commission on Violence Prevention, Mr. Holness says new legislation is required to also focus on the trauma being experienced by victims.
So we tend to want to focus on the perpetrator of the violence, less so on the victim and what they suffer. And so we will have to build out an entire articulated structure of the psychologists and the social workers and the other support mechanisms to treat with the victims so that they don't go on to produce perpetrators. So we break the cycle. And that's an entirely new system that we will have to enhance and create.
Andrea Chisholm, TVJ News.
NASA chiefs say that they hope to launch Artemis 1, its rocket, later this week after yesterday's blastoff was postponed. The unmanned flight will orbit the moon in preparation for putting human beings on the lunar surface for the first time in 50 years. Our science editor Rebecca Morell has been following developments at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
The moment the Artemis launch was cancelled.
Launch Director Charlie Blackwell-Thompson has called a scrub.
The problem, one of the rocket's engines wasn't cooling properly, and there was no way it could safely lift off.
This is a brand new rocket. It's not going to fly until it's ready. There are millions of components of this rocket and its systems, and needless to say, the complexity is daunting when you bring it all into the focus of a countdown.
They came so close. The countdown stopping at T-minus 40 minutes. There were just too many technical problems to contend with. You have to remember, though, that this is a new rocket. It hasn't really been put through its paces, so it's no surprise the engineers were being extra cautious. The plan is for the rocket to push a capsule called Orion into orbit around the moon before it returns to Earth with a splashdown. If the maiden flight is a success, the next time astronauts will come along for the ride. But they're not surprised by the delays.
This is the first time we've taken the count anywhere close to zero. We've done tests to put propellant in the tanks, but we haven't tried to take it all the way to flight yet. So there are many, many opportunities for new things to crop up. This is a test flight. We're doing the test. We won't go till we're ready, but I really hope we're ready.
Data from the rocket is now being pored over to find out exactly what went wrong. A complicated problem could set a launch back by weeks or even months. But there's hope an easier fix might be found, which would mean a delay of just a few days.
We're going to do our best to see where the data leads us, and if we can resolve this operationally out at the pad, there won't be any need for that. And if we can resolve this operationally out at the pad in the next 48 hours, 72 hours, Friday is definitely in play.
One thing's for certain, the Artemis team wants this rocket to fly. The only question is, when? Rebecca Morrell, BBC News at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida.
So I'm here at the Warner Park, where the first 60 cricket tournament, the T10 tournament for the women, ended here on Sunday afternoon here at the Warner Park. And it is the Barbados Royals creating history, becoming the first women's team to win the 60 tournament here at the Warner Park. So get to that total, but lost by 15 runs. They were only able to make 50 in less than the allotted 10 overs. So congratulations to the Barbados Royals. Hopefully we'll get a chance to speak with a representative of the team, either the captain Haley Matthews or one of the players from the team.
Yeah, I think everyone's pretty on top of the world. Obviously really proud to be able to come out here and win this tournament, the inaugural one. Just looking forward to what this can do for West Indies cricket.
Now, walk us through the innings. I mean, when Trinbagor Knight Riders set that score, or when you set the score rather, were you confident enough that you would have been able to defend it?
Yeah, for sure. I think after our bowling display yesterday, we saw our bowlers